Trust me, it's always bring you a well-detailed classic makeup tutorial. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Judy. If you're new here, please don't make it your last by clicking the subscribe button, and if you're a returning subscriber, thank you for joining me today. So without wasting much of your time, let's jump right into what this video is about. To begin, I'm using my Embryolisse moisturizer. This also doubles as a primer. I didn't use micellar water or sprayed her face or tried to hydrate her face because she already did her complete skin prep routine, or her skincare routine rather, before coming for this makeup, and she had her sunscreen on and everything on, so there was no need taking it out because even what she has on her skin is almost what I was going to use on her, so what's the need taking it out? So I went ahead into her skin with the Power Seal from Miss Metic. She has a dry skin. We want to play safe around the T-zone. It's always important to keep this T-zone in place, like put it in place, and also the brow area, make it matte. So next, these are the primers I'm going to be using on her. So I'm using the Omari Code Matte to Clog Primer all over her skin. This is a mattifying primer, but it's not as dry as Becca, so you can use it all over the skin. That works. So just pat that in. You can use your finger or you can use your brush. Please don't drag. If you drag, it's going to peel off. Working this primer is really tricky, trust me guys. So next, I'll be using the Becca mattifying primer on her T-zone, only on her T-zone. Even though she has an oily skin, it's not advisable to go all over the skin with a mattifying primer. And guys, on this day while we're doing this makeup, we had no time, so we're trying to manage time. So pardon me, because some of this product I won't be showing in this video, but I'm going to mention to you guys every product I have on. So this foundation is the Beauty by AD foundation in number 8 and Maybelline Superstay foundation in 320. So I mixed the both foundation and this is what it gave me. So for the blush, I'm using my Nuban Beauty blush in coral, or is this the pink hue? I don't know the shade, the name of the shade, but it's the pink blush. So that's what I'm using, and I'm also taking like a little bit of it on her forehead and also the ball of her nose. Then to contour her skin, I'm using my Inglot foundation in 113 to contour her face. It's more like a bronzing. I usually don't like do contour on a light skin. So to conceal, I'm using my Younger Beauty concealer in SMC1. This is like the lighter shade of the Younger Beauty. So I apply that on the part where I need it to be highlighted. I blend that starting from the chin and also under her nose, guys. And I went ahead to blend her forehead. Guys, while blending, you don't want to apply pressure. Just take your time, be as light-handed as you can, because you're working on someone's skin and not on a rock. So just take it very easy, and also make sure you're working with a very soft beauty blender. One I would recommend is the Vicabel Beauty blender, like the one I'm using in this video. This is from Vicabel and it's really soft. She actually even confirmed it's very soft, and she was like, oh, what beauty sponge is this? It's really soft. So I went ahead again with the same Younger Beauty in SMC1. I'm just trying to like build the coverage. One trick to building up a coverage or getting like a full coverage is when you build up the concealer, guys. Apply like a very little layer, then go ahead to apply another layer after blending the first layer. So to set, I'm using my Laura Mercier translucent powder to set under her eyes. So I just use this powder puff to pick it, and I make sure under her eyes is well blended before setting. You don't want to place a product under the eyes without setting it. This is going to give you or make your under eyes crease rather, guys. So make sure you blend before setting. So I'm just basically applying this product every part of the skin where I highlight, like where I place the concealer, like where I highlighted, that's the word. So just set every part where you highlighted, and also on the bridge of the nose. So after doing that, next I'm going to be doing is warming her face with a powder, and this is the Melanin in Warm. Guys, Melanin is an amazing product. It has, their powder is amazing, guys. Make sure you don't sleep on this. Melanin, I love their powder so much, and I don't think I've ever not owned a Melanin product, like a Melanin powder, since I started doing makeup. So to contour her nose, I'm using my Melanin powder. I usually don't do like cream contour on the nose. I just don't like the fact that I have to like add product again, because it just makes me feel like I'm packing product. So to set all over her face, I'm using my Nuban Beauty mineralized powder in number 1 to set all over her face. Guys, this is the first time I'm actually using number 1 to set all over the face. She's really light skin. So going straight to the eyes, that's the next thing. I'm using my Tara eyeshadow base on the eyelid and making sure it's well blended. Guys, make sure your eyeshadow base is well blended, because however it appears, that's what your eyeshadow is going to look like. Especially if you're doing like a matte eyeshadow, you really want to play safe. So after that, I'm going to be transitioning with this orange from my Color Studio palette, my Color Studio eyeshadow palette. So I make sure I blend properly to make sure there are no harsh lines. So I went ahead with the brown from my Inglot eyeshadow palette to darken the outer corner of the eyes. This look, I wasn't going for like a really dark look, so that's why I use a slight shade of brown. But I always love the outer corner of the eyes to be dark whenever I do my makeup, like darker than what I have on the lid. So I'm just using like a different brush to blend that brown into the crease. I don't just want the orange to be there, I want the brown blended into the crease. So now for my eyeshadow, I'm going to go ahead to blend my eyeshadow primer again, because I want to make sure I have like a very good base for my eyeshadow to stay on. I don't want my eyeshadow creasing or whatever, so I make sure it's well blended. So I use my pink shade. This is like a light shade of pink from my Color Studio palette. Apply that on the lid and also blend that into the skin. So this is me using my blending brush to intensify the brown on the outer corner of the eyes, guys. So just, you know, blend, and I'm smoking out a little bit. I love smoking out the eyes whenever I'm doing makeup. I just love what it looks like. It mustn't be like a very dark shade you're using to smoke out the outer corner of the eyes. Just make sure you do it properly and it looks really nice. So to smudge under the eyes, I'm using the same brown I used to smudge or smoke out the outer corner of the eyes to do that, and I used like a blending brush to do that, but that wasn't working for me, so I just switched into this small blending brush to do that. So to line her eyes, I'm using my Tehila cosmetic gel liner to do that. I placed that on the back of my palm, let it get tacky a little bit before going into it. I apologized earlier about not showing much of the product I use in this look, because we're kind of in a haze and there was no time and I kept forgetting. So guys, at this point, if you're not subscribed to my channel, this is the best time to subscribe to my channel. Please don't leave my channel without subscribing, guys. So to line the top of her eyes, like the lash line, I like to like hold the eyes up and do that, because I don't like my liners looking big. I love really tiny liners, unless when I'm going for like intentionally trying to achieve like a bold liner. But if that's not the case, I just like holding the eyes and just, you know, it just gives me the perfect what I want. That's the word, the perfect what I want. And I did the same thing on the other part. See how I'm holding the eyes, guys? I'm not applying pressure, because you don't want to injure your client or your model. So just lightly lift the eyes up a little bit, and that's going to give you space to line the eyes properly. And also same thing when you're doing like the inner corners of the eyes. And be careful, guys, because that is someone's eyes you're working on. You don't want to be the cause of your client say, oh, I'm so scared of this, I don't want to do this next time, because the last time I did it, I tried to like puncture my eyes. You don't want to be the reason for that. So before I go into it with the false lashes, I'm using my mascara. This is the Zaron Cosmetic mascara, and guys, it's very important to use mascara on the natural lashes before going into it with the false lashes. This is going to help you put your lashes in place. One, take out excess fallout or excess pigment or eyeshadow fallout from the eyes, making the eyeshadow look, or making the lash line, making the lashes look really clean and, you know, just in place. So I'm just basically blending under her eyes with my powder, like her powder shade. I'm just taking little quantity because I'm trying to like blend it into the skin. I don't want it looking like really white, so I want it looking highlighted but not like overly highlighted. So I'm just using like her exact powder shade to blend that into the skin. And for the brows, guys, I'm using my brow gel. Like if you watched my recent video, you see that I just recently started using brow gel to do the brows, and guys, I'm loving it. But the first time I tried it, I didn't like it. That was not the first time, but I've not used a brow gel in like 5 to 6 years. When I started doing makeup, I was using brow gel, but along the line I just stopped and I switched to just pencils, and pencil has been working for me, most especially my Davis brow pencil. That pencil is an OG. It has been working for me, but I said let me switch and try this gel liner again, or brow gel again. You never can tell. Let's see what works. And this is actually working, but the trick is make sure you use like a very flat brush. The Haga and Esther comes with its own brow gel brush. It comes with its own brush, so make sure you have like a really flat brush. The brush it came with is a good option, and make sure you're taking like very little quantity. So basically I'm just filling that in and trying to stroke or create like a very natural looking brows on the beginning part of the brows. Guys, make sure you have like almost nothing on that brush, so you don't have the beginning part of the brows looking really dark. Trust me, it's going to be really messy. It's not going to look nice. It's going to look like a block, and IJ is trying to make the brows look as natural as possible. And guys, I concealed this brows off camera. I don't know why. Did I lose the clip, or I actually did conceal this brows off camera, but just that's what it looks like, and it was looking really nice. So for the lip, I kind of just use my regular lip palette, my regular iMagic lip palette to line. Guys, I'm going to get another lip palette or another lip liner. This I promise you guys, because I have overused this my iMagic. This palette must be crying for me right now. So I just line that out, make sure it's well lined, like really properly lined. Guys, you don't want it overly lined or underlined, because it's going to look like something done by an amateur. So just make sure it's well lined, and you don't want to make her lip looking funny. So I took like a pink shade from my iMagic lip palette, and I applied that on her lip, and this is what I'm doing right now. And I'm just asked her to smack, and I went in with the same brush I used to line with the brown earlier to make sure my lining is intact. So always make sure your lips or the lips is properly lined. I applied an orange shade. This is the Nuban Beauty orange blush. I applied it and asked her to smack, because I just wanted this look to have like a little bit of orange, like the lip actually to have like a little bit of orange. It fits her so much. I've done her makeup like a lot of times, so I know what really like looks good on her. So after that, I went ahead again with a pink shade from the same iMagic, just to blend that out a little bit, and just make sure everything is all blended, guys. Like basically blend and keep blending, like your life depends on it. That's just the key to achieving like a perfect well looking whatever, like perfect well looking lips, perfect well looking brows, perfect well looking eyeshadow, just perfect well looking whatever. So I'm using the my cream blush in Demit, the Tehila cosmetic cream blush in Demit, to intensify the blush. That's like an orange shade. To intensify the blush, it's just going to give me like a little touch of orange on her skin, and also on her nose and her forehead. So I went ahead to spray her face with the Nia Beauty Plus setting spray. This is like the doughy spray, so this is just going to help me melt my makeup together. And I use my powder pack to fan my lash pack to fan it a little bit, make sure it's like almost dry, like 95%, before I went into it with my beauty sponge to blend that in. Guys, when you're doing this, make sure you're well light-handed, because if you're so hard on the skin is still a little bit wet, it's going to open the makeup. Trust me, it's going to open the makeup. So make sure you're really really light-handed on it. So don't apply pressure, just be light-handed when you're doing this. I asked her to smack because I also want to get to the under of her nose and also on her chin, guys. So next, I'm highlighting her face with the Tequila Cosmetic highlighter in Milk. I usually use like Milk and Fantasy, but I use just Milk in this video for her because it does the job for me. Applied on the cheekbone, took the excesses on her chin, on her forehead, and also on the bridge of her nose. I didn't like take product directly there because I didn't want it looking so much. So I'm using my Missmetic for more glow. I'm using my Missmetic cheek glaze in Flushed. This is like my favorite shade from the whole collection, guys. So I'm using my finger to apply that. Tap into the skin. This is highly pigmented, so you don't want to pack it on the skin. So I just tap on the part where I highlighted, where I need to be well highlighted, like really highlighted. I just want it looking like, I just want it looking like shiny but not so much. So I went ahead to gloss the lip with my classic USA lip gloss. Guys, this lip gloss is a fave. It does the job for me over and over and over again. I've tried other lip glosses, but I just keep going back to my classic because it just does the job for me. So I try to divert and being unfaithful to a product that's just been doing it for me without even complaining. So guys, this lip gloss is a must have. Give it a try, you're going to love it. But I didn't like wanted it too glossy. I just wanted looking glossy but not too glossy. So I asked her to smack again to make sure the lip is well blended and the gloss got to every part where I apply like a liner, where she has like a lipstick on. So I went ahead to add more glue to her skin with this So Pro pink highlighting dust. Pink dust. It's not a highlighting dust, that's not what it's called. A pink dust. The name of this particular shade is Jara, and I took the excesses all over her face because I just want that little dot of shine on her skin. I went ahead to apply the false lashes. This lashes application is becoming like really easy for me. I don't struggle with it anymore at all, of course, unless on myself alone. And I went ahead into her lower lashes with the Zaron mascara to increase the volume. And guys, this is a finished look. Like, this look is given. Let me know in the comment section if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe to my channel if you're yet to, and bye.